Chapter 3, Dinking in Deep Waters. The next morning, the group set out on a private boat excursion with Captain Jason and his son, Jackson. The water shimmered beneath the sun, waves lapping gently against the hull as they sipped rum punch and took turns diving into the crystal clear sea. This is exactly what the group needed to brighten everyone's spirits. They snorkeled along a vibrant reef, marveling at the colorful fish weaving between the corals. Robin let out an excited squeal when she spotted a sea turtle gliding effortlessly through the water. Becca reached out her hand toward a starfish resting on the ocean floor, her fingers just brushing its surface, before a sudden burst of movement startled her. "Did you see that?" Becca gasped, resurfacing quickly. "What?" Jay asked, swimming toward her. "Something big just moved down there. Could have been a shark." Jared rolled his eyes. "Oh, come on. I've swam with sharks before in chummed water. It'll be fine." Jason peeked over the edge of the boat. "You what now? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, and we will not be doing that here." Jared smirked. "Yeah, it was 20 years ago, and I was pretty young. It was probably before liability waivers existed, but it was awesome. And trust me, sharks aren't just hanging out, waiting to grab your foot." "You never know," Carlos said, adjusting his snorkel. "Someone mentioned there are reef sharks around here." "Well, I'm officially done snorkeling," Shane declared, climbing back into the boat. Back on board, Jason laughed as he tossed them towels. "You all worry about sharks more than the tourists last week, who nearly jumped in the water to pet a barracuda." Shane smirked, shaking out his wet hair. "I'd take my chances with the barracuda." Reggie sat at the back of the boat, his head in his hands. Jason asked, "How's that seasickness going, champ? You landlubbers don't really have good sea legs. I guess there are worse fates." As they continued the excursion, the group felt a growing unease, not just about the waters below, but about the unspoken currents between them. The carefree energy of the first day had been slowly eroding, replaced by brief silences, sidelong glances, and conversations that trailed off before reaching their natural conclusions. "So, you all staying at the townhome complex?" Jason asked casually as he cleaned snorkeling gear. "Yup," Kyle said. "A week's stay. We snagged it at a charity auction." Jason raised an eyebrow. "Nice. Not a bad place to spend a week." Jackson, who had been quietly coiling a rope, spoke up. "Those townhomes ever feel weird to you guys?" Shane glanced at him. "Weird how?" Jackson hesitated before continuing. "A couple years back, there was a family staying in one of them. The dad went out for a late night swim and never came back. They found his body washed up miles away, but no one knows how he drowned. The tide was low that night and the ocean was calm. Then there was this couple last year, left in the middle of their trip, didn't even pack their stuff. Property manager had to clear it all out. Just strange things, you know? What's weirder is that each of those families had been on excursions with us earlier that week. Jason cut Jackson off abruptly. "Now, Jackson, we don't have to share all the secrets of the islands with our visitors. Let's not trouble these guests with unfortunate tidings." Shane, Robin, and Kyle exchanged glances. Louder to the whole group, Jason queried, "Now, who wants to drive the boat?" Becca bounced to the back of the boat excitedly. "I would love to drive the boat. That's real hot girl shit." Jackson followed his dad's lead and steered the conversation to a more benign topic. "So, have you all had a chance to check out the pickleball courts yet? I'm friends with a few of the guys on the construction crew that built them. Top-notch courts." Kyle shook his head. "Not yet. The weather hasn't exactly been cooperating." "Ah, well, they're in great shape. You should get a game in before you leave," Jackson said, tying off the last of the ropes.